What is going on, crypto peeps? Welcome to the Traveling Crypto today. I wanted to talk about Tron and EOS because obviously the two main nets are launching really soon. Tron launching actually tomorrow on May 31st if all goes according to plan. EOS launching just a few days after on June 2nd, which is a Saturday, an interesting weekend launch. But more specifically, how are the markets reacting to these launches? Because they don't seem to be reacting in the way that one would expect. Of course, we have two top 10 cryptos launching main nets in the same week. That is unprecedented for crypto. So how the crypto community absorbs this and how they react to this and how traders react to this is really telling of possibly the behavior that will be exhibited moving forward when other major mainnet launches are deployed. So let us get right into it. Today, we do have a special guest, and it is Jesus Justin's son. Welcome him to the program. Hopefully he can provide us with some insight as well as some good luck as to TRX and TRX's price. So let's take a look at the charts real quick. So on the one-day chart, there are a few things that are not alarming, but I would say that are showing bearish signs, which is interesting considering, again, that Tron is launching tomorrow. Now, right off the bat, obviously, you see the oscillators, all three of the major oscillators, the RSI, stochastic, and the MACD dipping downward or showing downward momentum, which is not good. The only sign of hope that I see here for TRX, at least in the short term, obviously we're talking about, is the fact that the volume here, these are tall green volume bars, and there aren't many red volume bars that counteract this activity here, right? So that is a good sign that there haven't been much sell-offs. Obviously, people have taken profits, including us in the traveling crypto community. We've booked double-digit profits multiple times on Tron and EOS. Follow the trade alerts in the description if you want to get those trade alerts. Sign up to the Patreon. But yeah, so obviously people have taken profits, but based on the activity of volume that we see here, contrasted to the green volume, the green buy volume, we don't really see much red volume to counterbalance this. So that is a good sign that people are holding on to their Tron long term. However, we do see diminished buy volume, so we don't see much additional capital that is flowing into Tron at the moment. There is a bearish divergence here between the price and the RSI that popped out at me right here. So you see that the price made a higher high. The RSI for the same exact period made a lower high. This is a bearish divergence. This means that a downtrend is likely to appear, which we do see happening right after that. Now, the good sign is that the divergence doesn't occur for a lengthier period. If there was a divergence back here when the price surged in the beginning of May, and there was a divergence between the price and the RSI, then I would be concerned because that signifies that this entire trend, this entire uptrend might be in jeopardy. But this so far just looks like, the short-term uptick here in price was at jeopardy, and we do see a downtrend that followed that. So it is important to note that TRX is launching tomorrow. They're launching their mainnet tomorrow, because what we expected, or at least what I expected, and a few other people, is that, you would see a price rally in the weeks in the weeks leading up to that mainnet launch, which we do see here. It was a tremendous price increase. In fact, it was, if we do take a measurement of it quickly, we went up by 107% in the weeks leading up to the mainnet. However, we have taken a dip since then, and we are now trading between the 0.786 and 0.618 fib levels. Now, it's unpredictable, to say the least, how the crypto community would have reacted to this. So we've seen in the periods following a fork, for instance, let's take the Bitcoin private fork. We knew that Z Classic was going to be deprecated. It was going to be something that was no longer used. Bitcoin private was going to take over after Z Classic, right? So you knew Z Classic would be a sort of deprecated or at least ignored crypto. So it was inevitable that we saw the prices go from triple digits down to single single digits and people dump their Z Classic after the Bitcoin private fork. And we've seen that replicated time and time again over different forks. Now, if you look at Tron's roadmap, you'll see that it is actually quite lengthy, right? They are thinking really long term. So there's Exodus. They have different names for these different stages, but there's Exodus, which is a stage that they're planning on extending until December 2018. Odyssey happens from January 2019 to June 2020. And then there are later developments spanning all the way up to 2027. So Tron is thinking long term. Another good fundamental side for Tron is that Tron has partnered with BitCop and the Hydro protocol. BitCop is a decentralized exchange, and the Hydro protocol, the hope there is that Tron will be a major catalyst or a major factor in a decentralized internet in the future, right? Which is the way things are going, because it seems that consumers are now focused more on data protection and commanding more control of their own data and more focused on privacy. So while Tron might be showing signs of weakness or at least stagnation leading up to the mainnet launch tomorrow in terms of its price, what happens after the mainnet launch might be surprising. So we might, the market might react. They're waiting for the mainnet launch to actually deploy successfully, right, without any major hiccups. And then we might see a price surge, or it might actually take quite a bit of time where the mainnet is launched. Okay, but then what are you doing with the mainnet? Are you actually following up on your roadmap? Are you actually going to be launching new projects on now the Tron platform? What are you doing with the Hydro protocol and with BitCop and with creating a decentralized exchange and a decentralized internet? So the mainnet launch itself might not be the highlighted event in crypto traders' minds. Fine, yeah, you launched a mainnet platform, but what are you doing now? So we'll see how the market reacts to this. And it's really important because it gives us a glimpse into how the market might react for future mainnet launches of other major cryptos. In my view, I definitely hold TRX, and now that looking at the roadmap and the fact that they partnered with BitCop and partnered with Hydro Protocol, I'm definitely holding Tron long term, especially since the roadmap is really long term. Now, obviously, I do have stop limits in order to protect myself and protect my portfolio, but I do feel that Tron is a great long-term hold. Let us see how the market reacts tomorrow. All right, looking at EOS real quick. You do see the divergence. This is a hidden bullish divergence between the price and the RSI, and it seems like the stochastic as well. There's that same hidden bullish divergence. A hidden bullish divergence is a good indicator that the uptrend will continue. And although we see this period of stagnation or sideways trading here for the last week, we are still technically in an uptrend going all the way back to March 18th. We are trading above all three moving averages, but it looks like from this price point that we are at currently to the all-time highs that we achieved back in April, April 28th and 29th, we're about 42% away. So we have 42% of possible growth just to hit all-time highs. So EOS looks like it's suffering from the same thing that Tron is suffering from days leading up to their mainnet launch. Although some of the indicators look a little more bullish than the ones on Tron, in terms of price discovery, we are still, pretty significantly far away from the all-time highs where we expect it to be right around the mainnet launch. Again, we don't know how the market will react after the mainnet launch on June 2nd. Plus, EOS has been marred by a few bits of bad news here and there. There were the security patches or security loopholes that were uncovered yesterday. However, they did release patches that seem to have closed those security loopholes. Another story coming out regarding EOS is that there doesn't seem to be much educational information on the voting process, the validator voting process, right? So once the mainnet is launched, EOS has said that, they're hands off from the validator voting. They're not a plutocracy, and they will let governance happen by the general public, essentially. So however, I think that there is a general complaint that people don't understand what the voting process will look like or how to partake in the voting process as of yet. And there's been some criticism on EOS that they should be more responsible in releasing information such as informational videos or posts or tutorials about how the voting process, the validator voting process will take place, since it is a really important or fundamental piece of their platform. So that is it for this video. I just wanted to really talk about how the market is currently reacting to the EOS and Tron mainnet launches that are happening this week, two of the top 10 cryptocurrencies that we have currently, and that might give us an indication for how the market will react in the future. This is really important for you guys as traders to understand, because we know now how the market reacts to coin burns, how the market reacts to forks, how the market reacts to, cryptocurrencies that are going to be deprecated or less relevant, but we don't really know how the market reacts to major mainnet releases, especially when two of the top 10 cryptocurrencies are conducting those mainnet launches within the same week. So we will obviously keep you guys updated as more information comes down the pike. Again, we could see price surges right after the mainnet is launched, or we could see, market stagnation until something relevant happens on those mainnets. We don't know if the market is waiting for, potentially bad news coming from the launches, either if EOS or Tron are late, or they launch something that's buggy, or whatever. Let's see how it plays out. And again, I will keep you guys updated through these videos and on the Discord. Sign up to the Discord. It's 100% free. Link is in the description. If you want access to the trade alerts and the weekly reports, sign up to that. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so. Hit that notification bell as well. Leave a thumbs up, leave a comment, let me know what you think. Stay safe out there. Peace.